are miraculous vaccines. And it also opens up really an overdue conversation about how to govern really cutting edge but risky genetic research, including gain-of-function research and the like, synthetic biology. So I think that there's actually an enormous amount that could come out. What we know right now is that both of these hypotheses that President Biden spoke of are valid. It could have emerged from a laboratory. It could have emerged from nature. Both of those are valid. Neither of them is supported by concrete evidence, but there's a growing amount of circumstantial evidence, in particular supporting the idea that this may have leaked from a laboratory. For the early statements that were published by a few scientists dismissing the idea that it could have come out of a lab, and in fact caricaturing people who thought that it might have come out of a lab, I think that there was no shred of evidence. I think that this is more of an institutional shortcoming where the intelligence community, in truth, had really looked to the CDC to have the lead, to be the lead agency to monitor for outbreaks and the like. There's a lot of work that I think the intelligence community needs to do to build up its capacity to monitor these sorts of threats. And by the way, if this investigation expands not only to encompass the intelligence community, but really our national labs like Lawrence Livermore, and also to rely on our allies, third countries like France. France built the Wuhan Institute of Virology. I'm very eager to know what the French would be able to share in terms of insights and cooperation. It might take more than 90 days. But look, if this thing came out of a lab, there are people in China who probably know that. We know that there were a lot of scientists in China. So China has incredible and ethical scientists, many of whom in the early stages of the pandemic came out to say that they suspected that this was a lab leak. Right. Even the Wuhan Institute of Virology head at first said her first thought was this a leak from my lab? So those people have been systematically silenced by their government. Now that the world knows how important this is to the United States, when we lead, the world follows. That might also provide moral courage to many of these ethical scientists in China, for whom I think this is weighing on their consciences. I think